I found the best money-making faceless niches that you can go into right now to start making a lot of money with little to no effort. And in fact, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what this niche is, how you can start making your own videos, and one simple software that you can use to generate an entire video with a click of a single button. Picking the right AI niche has been a problem that has plagued pretty much every single YouTuber whenever they've started making content. Because once you pick the right niche, it can really decide how well your channel is going to do. And more times than not, actually getting the right niche is 95% of the work. If you pick the right niche, you can get the most amount of views. There are so many videos out there that are getting tens of millions of views, but as a beginner, honestly, trying to work out which one to pursue is one of the hardest things you can do. So today, we're going to break down a few different ways of identifying the best niches, how you can actually start making content, and the best things to do, and certain things you should really make sure you're avoiding as well. The most common categories that beginners go into is compilation videos, things like this, or even movie clips or skits or memes. And the biggest problem with that is if you're doing content that uses these movie clips and doing compilations like this, 9 times out of 10, your video is not even going to be monetizable because you're using someone else's copyrighted content. And it's super saturated because it's the most beginner friendly, low effort entry point for people to start making YouTube shorts. So instead, we're going to pursue something that I call AI animated YouTube stories. This video on your screen right now is a prime example of this. This has got over 1 million views. And then we're going to go down into subcategories. Now, the subcategory of this piece of content is the cat niche. This is something that's done incredibly well across multiple different YouTube channels. Essentially, we come up with an interesting story, we tell it through AI visuals, and then we animate those visuals to better illustrate the story that we're trying to tell. The way to really capitalize on these niches is take that same principle, but just apply it to a subtle variation. So this account here has taken those cat stories, but it's now pivoted into dog stories. It's a very simple change, but it's proven with cats. The chances are it's also going to work with dogs. And most people will come onto YouTube, they'll see people seeing success with these cat stories, and they'll instantly start making stories about cats. And realistically speaking, everyone else is doing this. You want to try and diversify a little bit. And that's why you want to try and move into a slightly different category, like this one here on your screen. Category that you can pursue, especially if you're looking to do these AI stories, is ancient history vlogs or ancient history stories. So this is an ancient history story that shows how the pyramids of Egypt were made, and as you can see, consistently going viral as well. Once you find a format like this that consistently works, it's something that you can just recreate those videos over and over and over again. So this person clearly found out that how the ancient pyramids of Egypt were built as an AI animated story performed really well. So they just remade that video time and time and time again, and it's pulled in hundreds of millions of views for their account. I'm going to show you exactly how to make these videos just like this with the click of a single button using one software, using the cheapest tool on the internet right now. I'm going to show you exactly how to make animated videos just like this for just $1. This is the cheapest method that you can ever find on the internet right now, but it can make some really high quality pieces of content. Is go ahead, click the first link down below in the description. That's going to take you to set up an account on something called Clipper. Down here, you can get access to an account on Clipper for just £1, about $1 for the first 3 days. Then it's $25 a month to go ahead and create 60 videos per month. All right. One of the cheapest AI software tools out there, or you can go ahead and grab yourself a yearly subscription as well. But this will give you the opportunity to get started for just a single $1. I'll do a quick walkthrough in the software in just a second, but once you click get a monthly plan, go through, check out, you can see it's $1 first, then it's going to be $25 a month. Once you set that up, it'll take you to set up an account. You'll find yourself in the main dashboard. This is pretty much the most time we're going to be spending in the software is going to be in this one simple area here. Now, first things first, if we find a video like this that has narration to it, there's a voiceover to it, we can actually clone that video in the click of a button. So I'll show you briefly how to do that, and then we'll come back and actually generate this version here. Okay. When it comes to actually making a video and writing a script, rather than coming up with your own ideas and writing your own script, we want to find a proven story that's already gone viral and then use the software that I just showed you to actually clone that script. So this video here, if we just unmute it.
Built. Unfortunately, there are no written records that describe.
You can see it has a narration going to it. There's a bit of a voiceover, and it got 177,000 views. That's a really good starting point for us. So once you find a video like this, you're going to copy that YouTube short link. You're going to go into the software and come down here and click on scripts. All you do is you go ahead and paste the script into the software, and then we're just going to describe the subject of the video. So how the ancient pyramids of Egypt were built. Okay. And then we're going to put something like fun facts. We can pick the video type and then choose the tone and duration of our video. Now with YouTube, you can only make 1 minute long videos. So we want to basically make sure that our words are probably about 152 words, something like that, 150, 145 words. So it's just under that 60-second mark. And go ahead and click generate script. Now what this is going to do is it's going to go ahead and take that video that got the most amount of views. It's going to scrape it, download it, and use proven storytelling techniques to actually rewrite that script. As you can see, it's generated a transcription, and go ahead ahead and generate 5 different scripts that we can use. So you can go through and you can read and pick whichever script you like. But say, for example, we don't actually like the hook. So imagine a giant puzzle made of a million limestone blocks. The ancient pyramids rise majestically. I don't like that one. Picture hundreds of workers. Imagine the colossal limestone block. So let's just say this first one here. We quite like this, but we don't really like the hook. What we're going to do is we're going to take the script itself. We're going to come down here to hooks. We're going to paste in the subject of the video, which is the whole script, and go ahead and click on generate hooks. What it's going to do is it's going to use this and give us up to about 10 different hooks that we can use as the opening start of our video. We're going to go through and work out which one we think is going to give us the maximum chance of going viral. All right. So ever wondered how millions of limestone blocks were stacked perfectly to touch the Egyptian sky? That's a pretty strong one. What if the pyramids were built using a secret ramped system lost to time? That's not a bad one. I once thought slaves built the pyramids too, but my research showed a completely different story. Here's what I found. That's a pretty strong one. Number 3, I think this answers a really common question that most people have. So we're going to copy that, and we're basically just going to get rid of this first sentence here, and we're going to replace it with our new hook. All right. So now we have a script that's already written for us. We're going to go ahead and copy this, and we're going to come down to the new video generation tool. What we're going to do is we're going to select use my own video script, and we're going to paste a video script in here for us. This is where things get really fun, and you can customize this to whatever feature you see fit. If we come down here and click on image style, we have loads of different art styles that we can choose from. Anything from graffiti street art, we can create more 2D animation style videos, or if we really want, we can even make something look like 3D clay. But let's say, for example, we're going to go for the realistic model that most people typically see over on YouTube. We're going to go ahead and select realistic. You can also generate your own custom image styles, but I'll keep that for another YouTube video down the line as well. Once we're in here, go ahead and click a YouTube voice. So we can select.
Life is like riding a
That's a female voice.
Life is like riding a
Let's try a male voice.
Life is like riding a bicycle.
Let's select this one. I think that's going to be pretty good for this video. And we can go ahead and select some background music. We're going to click something a little bit more futuristic or suspense. I think that's probably a slightly better one. We'll select a different font style, so we can choose something a little bit bigger, I think. We can customize the size of the font. So let's just drag this down a little bit. If we want to change the font color, but I think white with a bit of a black blur is good. And go ahead and click on generate video. So this is going to start to use up some of your monthly credits. Now, when you go ahead and get that £1 plan, you're going to have less credits than the full 60. But once you upgrade to the £25 a month plan, you'll get a full 60 credits every single month. And that will give you the option to generate quite a lot of videos. I think it's about 60 videos you can generate every single month. But I'm actually going to show you how to animate these videos as well. We now have a video that's been generated with loads of custom AI images. And say, for example, we actually want to customize these a little bit further, because I don't think that all of these are as good as they could be. And especially the opening one. This, as you can see, if we go back to the main video that we're copying, is actually kind of somewhat inspired by this video here, which is why we're getting that style. But say, for example, we actually want something a little bit more eye-catching right at the beginning, like this image here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to think about how we can actually recreate that. So what we can actually do is we can come back into the software. We can click on that first initial image and click on edit prompt, right? So we're going to keep a hyper-realistic photo of a giant, let's say 60-foot tall Egyptian giant carrying huge limestone blocks up the side of the ancient pyramids of Egypt. So once you've come up with a new prompt, you can go ahead and click on generate. This will use, I think, 0.1 credits on your account to go ahead and make you a new image. But this gives you a little bit more creative control if you want to change the look of your piece of content. And as you can see, here is the look that we got. Now, in this case, we have an extra arm. So we're going to go ahead and customize this prompt a little bit further. And we're going to put in something that we call negative prompting. So we're going to put a few new lines. So we can say, make sure the giant only has 2 arms, or 1 head, 2 legs. And go ahead and click on generate again. And this should now start to create a new image for us. This should hopefully solve the problem of the extra arm. This is just a limitation of AI tools. Sometimes we do get these situations, all right? And so we now have a really cool image like this. And if you want to keep customizing this, we can do that as well. So we're going to go ahead and edit image 2 as well. So we'll copy this, this main prompt here. And we'll go to image number 2. We're going to go to edit prompt, and we'll actually change this as well. So we'll say a hyper-realistic photo of a giant 60-foot tall Egyptian giant chiseling out a huge limestone rock in a quarry. Prompt, go ahead and click generate. And then with a couple of seconds, that will generate a new image that we can use. And now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to actually animate this video as well. So there we go. Let's go ahead and click on this. Now we have a brand new image we can use. If we don't like it, we can go ahead and change it as well. But I think that's pretty good for now. Let me go ahead and show you how to animate these. So go ahead and click on the image. Now, if you remember from the video that we're copying here, all these individual clips are fully 100% animated, right? So there's two ways to do this. Number one is we can just go ahead and click on animate image and it will do its best just to give it a basic animation prompt, or we can describe a custom prompt to get it to animate the video for us. So we'll do something like the giant starts hunched and crouched to the ground with the huge limestone block on his shoulders. He then squats and pushes up into a standing position. Animation prompt, go ahead and click on animate image. Now this process can take up to a minute or so to generate that video, so just be patient, it will get it done, and this will use I think 5 credits on your account to go ahead and animate an image. And boom, within just a couple of seconds, it has now generated a fully animated video that we can go ahead and start posting onto YouTube. So as you can see, it looks pretty cool, all right? It's really accurate. We have the sand, we have the squatting. It remains, the perspective stays normal. He doesn't grow an extra arm. The people are walking in the background and the camera moves around as he does this, all right? And that's a really, really interesting opening hook. So we can go ahead and we can take exactly the same prompt and we can put it into here, or we can come up with something different as well. So I'm going to go ahead and animate the rest of these images and I'll show you the final result once we're done. Okay, so I've gone ahead and generated this entire video. Let me just show you some of the preview shots we've got. So this is the first one, which you've already seen, which is the man squatting a 3-ton limestone block. The next one, we have this, where there's a man swinging a chisel around and cutting into the stone. We have this one, which is a slow time lapse of the pyramid actually being built, which is a pretty slow, pretty chill shot compared to the other ones. This one, which I'm a really big fan of, which just shows a lot of workers walking around, picking up the rocks and doing the different tasks, which is pretty cool. And then finally, we end off with this last shot, which shows one of these tall giant men just walking across the shot as we pan towards the camera, towards the pyramid as the sun sets. Go ahead and play the video. You'll see the final result we have.
Ever wondered how millions of limestone blocks were stacked perfectly to touch the Egyptian sky? Surprisingly, no ancient texts explain the exact construction methods. Some say slaves hauled the stones, but evidence suggests skilled workers with advanced tools and ingenious ramps. These ramps, made of mud brick and limestone chippings, might have helped transport the heavy stones up gradually. The precision and scale still baffle architects today. Every block fits so tight, it's almost impossible to slide even a knife blade between them. This mystery is what keeps us fascinated with Egypt's ancient marvels.
And there we go. That's the full video. And once you're done with it, you can go ahead and just click on render, download, and post that straight to YouTube. And like I say, while I'm recording this video right now, you can get a plan for just $1 for the first 3 days, then $25 a month to go ahead and start generating these videos. If you want to go ahead and get a subscription, I'll leave the link down below in the comments. You've seen a few things that the tool can do. You can do a bunch more stuff, but that's just the key thing. I recommend giving this a go. And I'll see you guys in the next video.